In the short 3.5 hours that I have here tonight, I can't read the whole book, so let's examine some of the main points. Now, on May 2nd, Israel is going to go to the polls again, and it's going to be an election like you've never seen. Israel's, if you can call it system, it's a system, I guess, of elections is diametrically different from yours. This is called proportional representation. We don't vote for candidates, we vote for parties. And here are the parties that appeared. Each one of these little slips of paper represents a party. And the way you do this is you take the one you like the best or hate the least and take a little piece of paper and stick it inside an envelope. And you stick the envelope inside a cardboard box. And that's how you vote for the parliament. Then they count up all the votes, divide them all among the parties, and the parties get seats in the parliament depending on how many votes they got. Now, used to be if you got 1% of the vote, you get a seat in parliament. So you could theoretically have 120 parties in parliament, and we had more than a dozen. So what happens? First of all, you try to counter this some way if you can, and today the threshold, as they call it, the cutoff point for getting seats in the parliament is 3%. So the smallest party now has 4 seats. What happens? Parties combine for the election and break apart shortly afterwards. You might be asking yourself, what kind of crazy system is this, and why would anyone do such a thing? Why don't you just have 2 parties like we have here in America and vote for the president and vote for the Congress and be done with it? And then you've got a powerful president and a Congress and whatever. Well, let me put it this way. Israel's society is fractured in many different directions. And the sectorial parties are necessary to represent all these different factions. Or as my favorite political philosopher put it, my father, in a democratic government, the form copies the makeup of the people. In other words, he said, the people get what they deserve. And this is an accurate description of Israel's society today. And so we've had 2 elections in which the leftists and the rightists were tied. We'll get into those irrelevant terms later on in the lecture. And we were unable to form a government, because you have to have a majority in order to form a government. Maybe on March 2nd, this will change, especially if by then the Israeli electorate has read my book. But